pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a B. Put it in the oven for bake.
I have no idea what I'm doing, so keep that in mind if you're watching. I am kind of taking this day, one of my last few days not working, to explore various social media platforms. So I'm randomly doing a live. Earlier I added some stories to my Instagram thingy, Instagram story. So I don't know really what I'm doing, and I can see that there's a couple people watching, but I have no idea how to tell. So anyway, I decided that I would come on live to test it out for one, but I'm gonna make some 2-ingredient dough while I'm here. So bear with me, and thanks for letting me be a little vulnerable. So 2-ingredient dough, it's something I make a lot. It's part of the, oh, I can see. Hi Napoleon, hi Mom. Sorry, I'm don't know what I'm doing, but that's cool. So 2-ingredient dough, it's like a Weight Watchers staple, or at least it has become one. So Weight Watchers, goodness sakes, self-rising flour, which you can make your own. I think it's just what is it, baking soda and regular flour, if memory serves me. Don't quote me on that, probably look it up. And then I actually have 2 kinds of Greek yogurt because I'm finishing this Chobani. It was almost gone. And then I have this Oikos kind that came in a little container. Hi Joni. So I'm just gonna get going on this. I found that a wooden spoon works really well to mix it with. And for reference, you guys are in my cupboard. That's how I'm recording this right now, so I'll have to play with that to be able to show you what I'm doing. But so I have the flour in there already. It's equal parts, so it's 1 cup of flour. That was the oven, it's preheated. 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. I would also really encourage you, hi Brittany, hi Fran, to mix your yogurt before you add it in, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Greek yogurt, you know, it gets a little like separated when it's sitting in the fridge. So I'm just measuring out my 1 cup of Greek yogurt, and some people like swear by certain brands. I don't care, especially right now with the COVID-19 situation. I get whatever I can get from usually Prime Fresh, or once in a while I'll do a Run to Festival. So also, just fair warning, my kid is playing Fortnite with his friends, so you may hear some yelling. They get a little intense. But here's my cup of non-fat yogurt. So I'm just gonna add that to the flour. And then again, this is like a super sticky dough, so please be prepared. The wooden spoon does work the best. Hi Stephanie, hi Brittany. So that, I actually found that trick from one of the like WW ambassadors that I follow on Instagram. I get a lot of tricks from there. She's like, oh, I've tried it all and wooden spoon works the best. So it takes a while to mix. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. So it starts out like not wanting to mix because it's sort of, you know, not really liquidy. And then you also have the, you know, the flour, obviously. So it does take a while to incorporate. Don't freak out. Don't add more anything. Just give it time. And then I do have the oven. It is preheated. It's at 375. So that is ready to go for me. I took a little longer than normal because I was trying to set this live up. Hi, Rachel. So for those that just joined, I am making a batch of 2-ingredient dough. I talk about it a lot. I post about it a lot. It is a little bit of a pain to make, but I think it gets easier every time you do it. So, and again, sorry, I'm practicing technology. That's what I'm doing. So you can see here, it's already starting to incorporate. It definitely takes some elbow grease though. So don't mind me while I just get this going. And then once you get it to a point where it's kind of in a ball, which is maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 stirs past what I just showed you. Then it's time to take it out of the bowl and do some kneading. So hold on one second. I'm gonna grab a cutting board. I just find it easier to do this on a cutting board. You can do it right on your counter. My parents have a really great counter, and my dad is like slightly obsessed with it, and he always does his kneading that way. So I just put a little flour on the cutting board, and then I'm going to show you. Sorry, you guys probably don't really want to see my face, but I don't have a great way to like show you this and do it at the same time. So this is kind of like the state where I would now put it on the cutting board to roll it out, and you do knead it quite a few times. Also, this is messy. Like, you're gonna get flour everywhere. Well, at least I do. I haven't figured out how to do this yet without as much of a mess, but you know, practice. Hi Sarah, hi Kathy, hi Jessica. So anyway, I really wasn't expecting anyone to watch because it's the middle of the day and I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can do this. I'm totally gonna get flour all over my phone. But, okay, so here's the dough, and I kind of, you can see I'm lightly floured, but it's still sticking. And I don't know what you guys are seeing, so forgive me if it like looks crazy. But you can see it's still sticking to me a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little more flour, because you kind of have to, in the beginning, I feel like, flour up a little more. But then once you get a good coat around the outside, it's not so bad. So, good point, Napoleon. Everybody's working from home, so maybe you guys can take some time out and make this fun, really messy recipe. All right, so here's how we're doing now. So then I just kind of turn it a little bit and do some kneading. Again, this is really hard with one hand, so I probably won't be able to do it without putting the phone back down. But, so I'm going to do this about 10 or 15 times, just until it gets into more of a consistent dough. It's still pretty separated right now. And again, you're going to add flour for sure. So that does probably add points. If you were going to eat like a whole batch in one day or something, then I'd probably be worried about it, but I'm not that person. So I'm gonna knead this a bit, and get some more flour. And I often find that when I get to this part in the process, that I have to like wash my hands and kind of start over because it is just that sticky. Hi Aunt Dottie. Making some 2-ingredient dough here. So again, for those of you that just jumped on, this is a staple on Weight Watchers. And you can make it with cheese in the dough. This time I'm not, because I'm gonna try to make some buns out of it. I have no idea if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try. So, all right, I think we're good in terms of kneading. I'm just gonna wash my hands really quick. Sorry, you guys get to look at my kitchen. And then the key here, obviously, is to really, really, really dry your hands because you don't want to make the dough sticky. More sticky than it already is. So, okay. So I did dry them with my kitchen towel, and then I'm just drying them a little bit more here with a paper towel. So the dough is pretty much kind of done right here. So now I'm gonna use a knife and just cut it into sections. I like to make 8 out of it because Weight Watcher math is kind of interesting, and the 1 cup is 12 points. So it's sort of weird math, but then I can have 2 like pieces of the 8 for 3 points, which it's kind of a mind thing, but whatever, it works for me. So I usually cut it in 4 and then cut each one of those in half, which I'm doing right now. and you totally can't see. Sorry, you guys. That's not very fun that you can't see. I gotta work on that. So it's not super complicated. My dad, when he makes this, gets very technical. And my mom has now started making it too, and she just said she uses the KitchenAid, which I don't have the pleasure of having, but have made it at their house with the KitchenAid, and it is so much easier when you can use the dough hook. But so I cut this, and then my dad, he would take each piece and like weigh it. I don't have time for that. So now that I have this cut, I'm going to kind of carefully lob off a chunk. And again, this is a super, super sticky dough. So it's almost like you're better off if you use a little bit less of the Greek yogurt, at least from the go, because you're gonna end up adding in flour. I think more flour if you use the full amount. So let's see here. So then I have, like you can see, this one little chunk here. So I'm gonna try to make some buns. So I'm just gonna go for a round shape on half of these. Oopsies, sorry friends. On half of these, and then I might do like a kind of a breadstick shape on the other ones. Really the fun part about this is you can actually do whatever you want. The other day I think I posted a picture, tried out like some cinnamon roll type situation with it. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. And poor Steve, or maybe Lucky Steve, I don't know, he gets to be my guinea pig all the time. So he was like, oh, they're good, but they're not very sweet, which I guess, duh, right? So, okay. So I'm gonna get these on the pan, and then I have made these with and without the egg wash just to sort of see what happened. And I can tell you that the egg wash makes a difference. They look much more appetizing with the egg wash. Otherwise, they end up like very like pale and kind of sad looking. So I'm just gonna spray my cookie sheet here with some Pam. Pam is like, it's like a staple on Weight Watchers. You need it in your life. You use it for everything because you really don't use butter like that anymore. You could use butter and you could count it, but it's just not worth it. It's so many points. Okay, so those 4 bun type shapes are on the pan. Aunt Dottie asked if you can add garlic. You can probably add whatever you want. I would just be careful if you're adding anything that's like wet. So maybe like a dried garlic or garlic powder of some sort. I have added garlic powder to the top before, kind of like you would with a garlic bread type thing, just to see what would happen, and that was really pretty good, but it was more of a subtle flavor. And then even when you don't make it into a bagel shape, it's so good to add the everything bagel seasoning to the top. It's like, it's so good. So that is highly recommended. So I'm just gonna shape these last few. I think I'm gonna do like more of a breadstick shape, and then I'll show you the shape of all of them. Hi, Ashley. Okay, so give me just a moment here. I also have seen people do like little pretzel bites, and I can't remember, maybe Mom, if you're still watching, maybe you remember when we first started experimenting with this recipe. I feel like we might have tried boiling them, because I think when you make like a real pretzel, you boil the dough. Hi, Hillary. But I don't know for sure. It was quite a while ago, and I just can't remember. So maybe you or Dad remember, Mom. But sorry, I just have one more to shape here, and then I'll show you. And so for those of you that have recently joined, I'm making 2-ingredient dough. I do not have like fancy camera equipment. I'm using my phone, and it's in my cupboard, so pardon the view. And I am doing this for the purpose of like testing out some different social media kind of sharing platforms or whatever you want to say. But here is what they look like. I just need to quick do the egg wash. And then I think I'm going to put seasoning, the everything bagel seasoning, on about half of them. And I will show you. This makes a crazy mess. See? But it's okay. It's worth it. And it cleans up pretty quick. So. Again, sorry about the view. You're definitely in my cupboard. All right, so just cracking an egg here for the egg wash. And again, you really can't do that part wrong. It's just like you were gonna make a scrambled egg, and then we're gonna brush it on the top of it. And then for the seasoning, let's see here. So I have this everything bagel seasoning. It looks like this. This one came from, I think, probably Amazon. Like, let's just be honest. My family, we, even before the COVID-19 situation, we kind of like, we love Amazon. We live on Amazon. Okay, so you're moving. This is funny, and you're gonna see probably like the dishes in my sink, but that's fine. So you're in my other cupboard now. So I just moved over here so I can do the egg wash. And maybe this part, maybe I can show you guys. Let's see here. All right, so I don't know if you can see this or not. So wait, can you turn around alive? Hey, look at me. Okay, I'm learning things. That's cool. All right, so just very simple egg wash. Hey, Leaves, I'm on Facebook Live right now. You want to say hi?
Mommy.
My friends can hear you, so be careful what you say.
Mommy, I
What?
choked on some water because you actually made me laugh too hard.
Oh, well, that sounds like a funny problem. Are you all right? Well, be careful. That water is dangerous. Sorry, guys. Okay, so just adding the egg wash here. And I'm going to add the egg wash to all of them. It again helps get the pretty color, and don't mind my well-seasoned baking pan here. It helps them get like that nice golden brown color, and then it also helps the seasoning stick to the dough. So again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing this for the purpose of testing out Facebook Live, and decided to show you guys how to make some 2-ingredient dough. So, and you guys just got to hear the drama of it being 8 and playing Fortnite and laughing too hard. So then I'm just going to sprinkle on some of this everything bagel seasoning. I like to be pretty generous with it. So we'll do this just on the breadstick ones. Now, they are really close on the pan, you can see. But that is okay because they don't like really rise a ton. You'll get a little bit, but not much. So then these are going to go in the oven at 375 for about 15 minutes, give or take, depending on your oven and all that jazz. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live now, and then I will figure out how to post it to Facebook, and then I'll post a picture, or maybe I'll come back on and show you when they're done. Thanks for watching, everybody, and bearing with me as I figure this all out.
Pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a B. Put it in the oven for baby and me.